Okay, boys and girls, let's get ready to do Home Links 1.5, which can be found on page 16. All right, first thing that we need to do, let me get this out of the way. Okay, is we're going to write each time that is shown on the clock. Use the first clock to help you read the time on the second clock. So if we look at the first clock, the first thing we want to pay close attention to is the small hand. And the small hand, remember, we don't call it the small hand. We call that small hand the hour hand. Okay? And that hour hand is pointed to 8 o'clock. So we know that the hour is 8 o'clock. Now we're going to look at the other one, which is a longer hand, and we don't call it the longer hand. We call it the minute hand. And that minute hand is on 12, so that tells me that it's the o'clock, so it must be 8 o'clock. All right, if I look at my next clock there, it tells me to use my first clock to help me with my second clock. Well, we decided that the hour was 8, and it's still on the 8, okay? And remember, each number that you go past is counted as 5 minutes, okay? So here would be my first number, which is 1. But if you notice, this is 1 slash mark past the 1. Okay, so this would be 5, and then one more slash mark would be 6. So it is 8:06. Okay, make sure that you put that 0 before the 6 so we can tell that it means minutes. Okay, remember, we don't call it the small hand, we call it the hour hand, and we don't call it the longer hand. We call it the minute hand, and we want to start using our math terms. All right, let's look at the second one. All right, if we go to the hour hand here, it's between the 3 and the 4, so it's not quite on the 4 yet, so the hour must be 3, and if we notice, our minute hand is going straight down to the 6, and if we count these, this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Okay, and remember, boys and girls, there are key points on your clock. If you know that 3 is 15, the 6 would be 30, the 9 would be 45, and then we get up here to the 12, it's o'clock. Keep those 4 points in mind, and that'll help you figure out your time a little bit quicker. All right, we're going to use that first clock to help us with the second clock. Noticing the hour hand is between the 3 and the 4, so the hour must be 3. We knew this was 30, and you notice it's not right on the number, okay? So since it's not right on the number, we're going to count. So this is 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39. So our time must be 3:39. Okay, and let's look at our last clocks here. All right, let's go to our hour hand. The hour hand is between the 1 and the 2, so that tells me the hour must be 1. Okay, and then let's go to the minute hand. And if we remember that key spot there, that 9, we know that 9 is 45, but if we don't remember that, we can count them. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and then this gives me 45. So it must be 1:45. Now we're going to use that first clock to help us with the second clock. Once again, our hour is between the 1 and the 2, so it's not yet at the 2, so the hour must be 1. And if we look at our minute hands, well, we knew that the 9 was 45. Okay, we can go to our next number, which would be 5 more, which would be 50, and then we are 2 slash marks past the 50, which tells us it's 52. So our time is 1:52. Okay, that completes all of our clocks for our homework today. But if you have a minute, sit and talk with somebody in your family and ask them about when you need to tell time to the nearest minute. Okay? So talk about how you need to tell time to the nearest minute and how you can figure that out. All right, have a good night.